Hello, Facebook family and friends. Welcome again. Let me start as I start each day. I am thankful that you've gotten through this part of the day. I'm thankful you've gotten this far in your life, and I hope that you can see the gratitude or find the gratitude in this accomplishment. Not everybody made it this far, and you're one of them. You made it. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm thankful that you're here. Today, I'm going to jump right into it because it's a big deal. And I struggled with it. Do I go into this? Do I delve into this today? Today, let's talk about trust. Trust. It's really simple. It's a little thing. But trust. Because I've said it myself, and I've heard others say, I don't trust that person, or I don't trust this, or I don't trust whatever. And there's a lot of there's a lot to that. Now, I might be stepping right into it. I might be just digging my foot deep into it with saying this, is that in order to trust anyone, you have to first trust yourself. And with that, you have to respect and honor yourself. Not just the schoolwork that you've done, but the homework that you've done, the stuff from deep inside. When you get that gut feeling and you go, nah, it was just a gut feeling, and you deny it, that's the beginning of distrust. When you have that little hunch and you push it aside, you don't know how to move forward with it. That's the beginning of distrust. And so many people get offended and they say, "Oh, I don't trust so and so." Just like love, you recognize what is internal as you project it onto others. Oftentimes, it's really easy to not trust others because you internally do not trust yourself. And I'm not speaking about everybody. I'm also speaking personally. I encountered this and I sat with this for a long time because I heard this was said to me, and I didn't even know what to do with that. I didn't know how to fathom that. I didn't know what it meant to trust myself. I didn't know that I should be listening to the inner instincts, the gut feelings, even though for what I did in the circus and what I did as a stuntman, gut is important. Understanding, this is not about being a daredevil. It's about being a calculated risk taker. And you have to listen to your gut sometimes. That's what does keep us alive. And it's not just the fear. It's not the fear. It's not like, so here's a crazy thing when I talk about fear. When I talk about fear, I'm not talking about danger, right? Fear is when you step out into the unknown, you go out into the night time and there's no lights on and you don't move because you're uncertain about what's out there. And that's the fear stopping you. Danger is you go out into the nighttime, you live in the jungle, and there are things that can kill you or hurt you, and you pause and you listen to find out, are there footsteps, are there things going on? And that's when you're doing a calculated risk taker. I heard footsteps, but they're far enough away or they're not large enough. These same things, these same instincts and these same trust and gut feelings work in rural areas, they work in populated areas, and they keep us safe. But first of all, in order to stay safe, we have to trust. We have to trust that we have the ability to assess that, to factor in the risks, and then to step forward. And I speak to this on a level of personal safety, both physical and emotional. In the space of in the circus and in the stunt world, it's really clear. Follow that instinct, follow the training, assess the risk, and then move forward or move backward. When you're talking doing a stunt where you're flying 35 feet in the air, or a acrobatic trick where you're flying 35 feet in the air, or a stunt involving vehicles or apparatus, you have to. There's constantly a process of, is it fear or is it danger? And assessing that risk and trusting that all of my training comes together to give me a clear, healthy, safe answer. We don't think about that risk and that danger so deeply when it's our emotional well-being. When we're dealing with people whose energy is toxic to our own. You know, you hear what I said there? People whose energy is toxic to our own. That doesn't mean that they're a good or a bad person. It just means that your energies are not aligned. And it's you don't have to make a judgment on their character. You have to make a judgment on how do I work with this? Because sometimes the person whose energy is toxic to your own is your boss. And you can't just jump up in a boss's face and go, yo, 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 you toxic. You want to get out of my face. You'll have to figure out how to work with them and trust your gut that maybe the best way isn't sitting across the desk for them. Maybe I'm going to send you some emails and deal with you from a distance so that we can work together. And sometimes it's not up to you, but you have to figure out how to make that work. Because for your health, for your safety, sometimes you have to do something that's unpopular and whatever. I don't even know what all the terms for. That is healthy for you. And often we instead of going what's healthy for me emotionally and physically, we look at what's healthy for my bank account. And yes, this has to be taken into consideration as well. But you also have to trust in yourself. Are you an earner? If you are, then this job is no different than any other job. So move on to one that's more healthy. It doesn't mean you just dump this one. You work your way through. There's a process to that. So it's about trust. Today is trust. Super Trust Friday. Boom. And how do you work on trusting yourself? There are exercises, some of the meditation stuff, some of the sitting quietly and asking the questions, the deep questions, and not just answering them, asking the questions and letting the silence answer that question for you. You say, what? What are you talking about? Let the silence answer. Let the silence answer the question for you. And in that silence, there are many different ways the silence will answer it. I've had the silence actually speak words in another voice, not my voice, in some other voice, just in my head. Yes, I have voices in my head. Now you know. Okay. Now there's female voices, there's male voices, there's kids, there's adults, there's animal voices. There's all crazy. They're there, and it's not crazy. It's my reality. Okay, I'm sharing that with you. This is me taking a risk that I can share that with you. The voices will answer the question. And if that question is scary or uncomfortable, I guarantee you that is not an authentic voice of yours. And you say, what? How's it not an authentic voice coming out of my head? Well, we have had relationships from parents to siblings to aunts and uncles and grandparents and teachers and coaches and you name it. And if you've heard over and over and over again, you're not really good at that. You're not really good at that. You're not really good at that. And you shut your whole thinking process down, but you hear that voice still saying, you're not really good at that. You've bought into someone else's voice. You have accepted an unauthentic voice. It's not yours into your way of being. Because the crazy thing about it is you're not good at something, try harder, try more, keep going, because you may not be good at it today, but you can be good at it tomorrow. Or you can be better at it tomorrow and still not be good. I've got a few things where I've done that, where I'm not very great at it, but I'm trying. I'm working on it. I'm also not letting someone else tell me what my limitations are. You decide what your limitations are, and that's trust. What are my limitations? I often, with my acrobatic students, there would be the time when I push and I push and I push. And my job is to keep them safe mentally, physically, and emotionally. And they would push, they say, well, if I do it one more time, I'm going to pass out. And my response is, I am trained to take care of that. Go ahead and push yourself to the point where you think you're going to pass out and further. If you don't pass out, then you've learned something. If you do pass out, I've got you. I will take care of you in a way that will restore and bring you back, but we also have some information to work with. We will have information to work with. Okay? And I didn't say knock myself out. I said pass out. Because usually that's from pushing too hard and the oxygen levels get all wacky and your brain says, we're going to stop for a moment. Not any risk of brain injury in that. It's just your body becomes past fatigue. That's the normal situation where that is. And what they're really feeling is that their muscles are fatiguing and they don't have the same control over them that they did when they were fresh. No, you're not going to have that. I just watched the end of the Tokyo Marathon as a replay and watched the finishers. And there was two people just trucking hard, trying to push. And one of the finishers, she looked fresh and strong getting to the end, but she slowed back and the other one just kept on going. She knew what her limit was, and that was it. And she did do a personal best in the process, but that was her limit. What would have happened if she pushed harder? She knew that that was not going to work out very well for her, and she may not finish if that were the case. That's trust in self. Trust in self. Practice, sit silently. You go back, look at some of the meditations I did a couple weeks ago, find something that works for you. You can also sit in silent meditation, just letting the silence waft over you, and you'll realize in that silence things will start to try and snap you out of that silence. The dog might groan. You'll hear a car horn. So you'll hear kids' voices possibly walking somewhere. You might hear a door creak. You might hear things that aren't even there, and that is the part of you that doesn't want to stay in that uncomfortable zone. That part of you that wants you to fear yourself and not trust yourself, trying to distract you from growing, trying to distract you from the healthier you that you're becoming. Now, I have not. So I'm stepping in here with trust. And my trust is I wrote some poems, and I trust that there's going to be something that's pertinent for today's read. I would like to share a poem with you today. As I said, I don't know what that poem will be. Trust in yourself. And this doesn't have to do with trust, but I think everything does have to do with trust and self-trust. Freeze time. In what moment? Joy, sorrow, ecstasy, frivolity. The moment stretched rebounds to erasure. Lived once and never lived again. Unfreeze time. Remember. Live now. Living now. Live now. Living now is embracing yourself fully. And I don't mean groping yourself. I mean embracing yourself fully for all that you are. Not the you that you think you see in the mirror. Hear that? Not the you that you think you see in the mirror. Because the you that you think you see in the mirror is the you that stepped up to the mirror going, am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Is my this too that? Is my that too that? Am I not enough of this or am I not enough of that? It's the projection of what you were just a moment ago trying to see itself in the mirror. Live now. Living in the now. Learning to not let yesterday's silly voices of telling of limitation and distraction continue to be distractions. You're not, so it's living now is hearing when I say you are enough, that you are enough. And I don't mean just enough. I mean you are enough. You are the full cup of whatever you are. You are the embodiment of all that you need to be. You are enough to be you. Not just enough, but fully enough. Live now means that you are not living the step that you tripped 2 steps ago, that you're living the 2 steps that came after and the one that you're about to take. The one that you're about to take. That you can purposefully move forward in that, trusting that you are that powerful, physically, mentally, and emotionally. With that being said, if you are struggling right now, if you find yourself struggling through this time, if you're not in your comfort circle, if you're not with your tribe and you need help, seek help. Ask for it. Reach out. Call a friend, call a neighbor. If it's really horrible, go to the ER. Call 911. If it's a crisis and we can go through that. But you have the support that's necessary. You have to reach out and grab it. Right now, since we're keeping our distance, you've got to reach out to get that what you need if you are struggling. Okay? Now, there's other things. So I just saw that on Instagram. There's a friend of mine who's posting some great meditation music and healing music for the mind. My buddy Bronkar is also posting some of his stuff online as well. And Bronkar, it's really easy to find. Bronkar. Look him up. He's got some great music that and it's a bunch of different kinds of stuff. He's got flute. He's got the hand pans. He's got some really great stuff to listen to. Give him a listen if you're struggling through. If you need a moment of calm and clarity. There are others who are doing stuff out there who are putting some great things out there. There are meditations that you can follow online. There's enough resources for you to take care of you in the best way you can. If you are in need of help, please ask for it. Please step out. Unfortunately, we can't find you unless you raise your hand, you step up, or you make the call, or send a text, or drop a direct message to somebody. There's got to be somebody you connect with. Okay. And so this is directly towards you, Cleo. You know you're there, Cleo. This goes for you too. Okay, speaking directly because last time I mentioned this, you reached out to me and I reached back. But we're here. We're here. Your network and your angels are here for you. Okay, that you got a whole. I'm going to go into this zone here. You got a whole energetic realm of spirits that are powerfully there to support you in being the best, healthiest you can be. No, not the best. The most unique, which is you can't have a most unique. Unique is unique. The most fully you can be. Alrighty, I've kept you longer than I had hoped for, and I stepped into trust, and it gets me deep, deep, deep down into the stuff here. Thank you so very much for being here, and thank you if you're replaying this or watching this later. I'm just grateful that you take the time to be here with me, and that I hope that I have something that's powerful and necessary for you to receive. With that, stay home, stay safe, stay sane. And if you can't stay sane, get some help, please. Please. And I mean that. This is not a joke. Ask for help. Step out. Do the thing, okay? Stay home, stay safe, stay sane, be well, and remember, you are enough.